Technical difficulties, of course. Only when we have guests, by the way.
Always.
It's always
That's
how
it.
goes.
It's only when we have guests do we
Always.
do technical difficulties, which is out of control at this
Same
point.
thing at your house. All the time things break when you got people over.
Right. Right.
We need our people back. Oh, there we go. Starting to get some trickle-ins
All
here.
right, hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, because this has been a morning.
I could promise at least
Tumultuous.
5.
Tumultuous, huh?
I could promise at least 5.
Yeah, right. Audience.
Oh,
section.
yeah. Well, that's all 5 right now, baby.
I'm
7.
sure I'm sure Sticks will be on there making comments. He thinks he's like you guys, talent scout.
I love that, though. I love when people
Sticks and me.
All right.
are helping out. And
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Welcome, everybody, to I almost said another episode because it is another episode of the Chop Sports Daily right here on it is Wednesday, right? I'm totally beyond gone with this show already. It is Wednesday, December the 22nd, 2021. We're coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturge. It is Gooch. And once again, we are joined by the local legend himself. And I said this on the first go around, but this is another quote. It's not even a quote, air quotes. It's like he is a Colonia guy. He is another disciple of your people, Gooch, because there's just Colonia runs Chop Sports. I mean, that's just the way it is. I wish we had better representation in Woodbridge and Fords and my towns, but it just doesn't exist. So Coach Lou Grasso, welcome back again.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I feel like a regular at this point.
Yeah. He's definitely a
good.
regular. He's a regular on the show now because now this is your second
Yeah.
appearance on the show. Of course, look, it's only when we have guests, by the way. I don't know what it is. And we said this right before, my body temperature rose above 110.
you handled it pretty well, though. Knowing you,
The only time I said F was when I walked out into the lobby and I just wanted to Awooga, just get reset like drama.
Got pretty real in here, everybody.
It did. It did. It got really real.
honestly, I appreciated it because I didn't have my hair done, and now I still don't really have my hair
I
done.
mean, you look
Because
good,
it was
baby.
choppy at best. Choppy at best.
Done.
Oh, shit's coming in.
Cutie.
And I got to heat up my coffee that I had on the coffee maker while the show started.
All
so
right.
I'm actually
high maintenance. These guys.
Dude, you have no
That's
idea. Kudos to him for doing his hair. I can do that too.
Yeah.
I just prefer a hat. In fact,
It's
thank
a-
you for the swag, which it's like,
Listen,
I don't know if I'm allowed to be like publicly wearing it, but like I'll wear it to support Union.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to wear it because it's like, I don't know if I'm just a 0X or it's a 5X, but it's definitely
It's
swimming
a
on me.
1X.
It's a
Is it
1X, the t-shirt. I'm talking about the hat. And he
Oh.
gave us wristbands.
Oh,
which-
I didn't even see.
Oh, yeah,
I've
dude.
been-
I told
I've
you,
been-
brought in all the
I've been in my
swag,
own
man.
little world right now.
brought in
so
all the
it's
swag.
fine.
Yeah, man. So we're excited to finally get you in here. There was a cult-like following. The Grasso family was like, you gotta get Lou in. You gotta get Lou, because of all the things that you've accomplished, obviously this year in particular. Guys, if you want to listen and watch an exclusive sit down with Lou Grasso, we're going to do that after this show. So it's going to be a little bit of a shorter show today. We're going to sit down with Lou. We're going to premiere it right after Mike Tverdov. There's a ranking system here.
Absolutely.
Tverdov, and then the guy who taught everything Tverdov knows,
Well, I
right?
don't know about that, but Mike can go above me anytime. It's my guy.
So tonight, 8 o'clock, Mike Tverdov, the special is launching on our YouTube channel. And then right after that, immediately following, you'll get to sit down with Lou Grasso, and we'll find out all about everything Union football and what he was selected for. We're not just going to omit it right here on the show. The All-American Bowl, congratulations for that.
Appreciate it.
That's incredible. We're excited. We get to see you on national television on the sidelines, right?
Right.
I mean, that's to me, that's awesome. Get your hair cut, get
Little bit.
your stuff ready, like
We're straightening it out.
get your best hat,
Yeah.
like make sure you wear all the best swag you can. You're going to be on TV. Anyway, so Nick Shine says video's out.
No,
Of course it
it's
is.
not.
All right.
No, it's not.
Oh my God.
I'm
man.
looking at the stream.
I'm
right
looking
now.
at it
Nick
too.
Shine. I don't know if he was just trying to get a rise out of Dave right there.
Nah, man, now's not the time, Nick.
No,
now's
no,
not
I
the
don't
time.
think he would do
No.
that.
And I shout out to my tweet last night that I said, if you have to spell out your team name in a chant, you're dorks. Like the Jets and the Eagles and all these teams that have to
Well,
yell out
look,
their
the-
name. Like we
I'm
get
a
it.
Packer
We know
fan,
how to
and
spell
there
your
is not a
stupid name.
dorkier fan base in sports than the Green Bay Packer fan.
From Sheboygan.
Sure, all the way over there from Sheboygan, wouldn't you know?
And we had it wrong. We thought you were the Bears fan of the family.
no,
You're
I
not.
just thought all of the. I guess I just.
No,
thought
there's
all
a
the
Grasso that's a
Grassos-
Cowboys fan.
No,
No, that's my
that's
cousin.
that's
That's
his
my
cousin.
cousin.
I know that
Still
the
a Grasso,
brothers.
right?
I thought the
Yeah,
brothers.
100%.
I thought the brothers were all Bears fans, but that's just Joey.
Do you have a team?
Giants.
You're a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. But, again, rough season. They haven't won any. They actually, I think it's a true known fact that the Giants have lost 10 or more games every
Are
season.
are you doing this right now?
I am. I am only because
the Giants.
It just
He's
needs
not
to
even
happen.
listening.
Right.
I'm listening, but listen. It's easy to say that when the Cowboys haven't won a championship since you had hair in your face. I don't know. I mean, you can
goodness
say whatever
gracious.
you like.
Yeah.
All right.
Front runner's a little kid.
I'm
now
head
it's paying
out.
off.
Front runner as a little kid. I blame my dad. It's a blessing and a
There you
curse.
go. I was lucky. My dad let us make our own choice.
My dad didn't give me really a choice.
Yeah.
My mom's water broke during a Monday Night Football game. My dad told her wait. Like, so that's it's literally in my blood, so there's no other.
Don't have a choice with baseball, so everything else they have a choice.
Baseball. Now that you're a big Mets guy,
there's no choice.
Are you happy about what's been going on over with the Metropolitans?
Cautiously optimistic. Not as bad as the guys on So Mets do his part. My God, the negativity.
Really?
We need
so
some
Ibby and John, they're talking to you.
I mean, they're great, but some of the comments, my God, guys, let's go. We're undefeated so far.
You're talking about the Facebook group in itself, like people.
Or
no, yeah. Well, listen. I mean, the Mets fans out there are, it is.
I think the Mets did the right thing getting Buck.
I've been saying they've been winning.
I've been wanting Buck Showalter to be the Yankees manager since they hired Boone. Honestly, since I saw him in the Yes Network After Hours show that they were doing,
right?
Buck Showalter was back with the Yankees. Let's bring him in.
I felt like there was
all of a sudden
a match made in heaven. Like, oh, by the way, they're going to announce it on the next show. You know what I mean? Like when they're live. Like, by the way,
Buck hated the Yankees, and all of a sudden he's working for Yes.
You don't hate a paycheck.
Exactly.
You don't hate a paycheck.
That sounds a lot.
I tell you what, speaking of paychecks, your Max Scherzer gets a nice little paycheck. I mean, you have to be excited about that, obviously.
Absolutely.
So who's better, Scherzer or DeGrom?
I got to go with my guy.
You got to go with DeGrom.
Always,
okay.
Yeah.
I agree. I would have to agree with that one.
I hope he could just, string something together where it's not every start you're worried about some kind of inflammation and just,
Right.
Look, you got the right manager to leave the pitcher out there.
True.
If it's going to be, you're not going to have Buck Showalter going out 67 pitches and pulling a pitcher. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
So. I don't think we're done yet either. I think there's more moves to be made.
Well, I guess still waiting for this lockout
February.
thing to be done. Because
Sure.
I guess there's like you can agree to terms, like I guess sort of like the tampering period in the NFL when people are like, this guy's signing here, right? But you can't sign on the dotted line until a certain window opens. And I think that's what the Mets are doing. They're lining up all these contracts and they're putting together a nice little offseason. And I'm telling you right now, as far as I say nice little offseason, the same way I say nice little player like Francisco Lindor was last year, which again, the hype was big. And I think it got a little overhyped at one point.
I think you see Lindor coming to his own a little bit this year, though.
Towards the end of the year, he was anyway.
Well, I'm saying, now he has all the pressure of just having been the new free agent signing. And then you have other free agent signings that are going to have that pressure. He'll be able to ease into the lineup, and I think he's going to have a bigger year.
Yeah,
I think his value is more than that anyway. I think when he was playing last year, we were way over 500. He's a team guy. You see every pitch to the man.
Did Baez sign anywhere yet?
No,
right?
Baez, I don't think he's Detroit, maybe?
Yes, Detroit.
Yes, Detroit. You're right. So you lost Baez out on that one.
I think that you guys dodged a bullet on that, and I also think you dodged a bullet on Syndergaard. Honestly, because if Syndergaard,
you like Thor, you're a Thor guy.
I'm a team guy. Man.
Fair, but the 1 year, $18 million. If they would have signed him to that, do you think that they would have went after the pitchers that they did? You think that they bring Scherzer in?
I don't think money's an object. I can be honest right now. I don't think
Cohen is just
fair. I guess you're
making it rain out there, man.
But my thing is, you dodged a bullet for the reason being is it's a 1 year deal. If Syndergaard wants to come back to the Mets after next year, then he can.
Don't you think, did he burn a little bridge?
No.
The Mets, he burned a bridge with Mike Francesa.
If anything, I think the Mets burned the bridge by not just giving him a little bit more money and matching the deal.
Right.
I mean, you can see where on both sides why.
Yeah, of course.
And like you said about Buck Showalter, money talks, man. If he has a good year and we pay him, he'll come. Just like anybody else. Max Scherzer hated the Mets his whole life.
This is true.
When he was on the
This is true.
Now all of a sudden he's like, leading the parade. So you never know.
Oh my God, JD, real optimistic. This could be the year that Scherzer has something freaky happen to him.
Yeah,
well, Jesus
Christ. He didn't even play yet.
He didn't even take the mound.
Hope springs eternal.
And also, I do want to comment on a comment that's not showing up, and it's my brother, and he quote says, "I don't know how to fucking comment." He's watching the stream and he's watching the show from home, probably with my nephew again. Did everybody see that picture? Which was, by the way,
maybe
the most adorable picture of all time.
He's probably not signed into a YouTube account or a Google
I'll
account.
hook him up over the weekend, over Christmas, and I'll tell him, like, this is what you got to do, blah, 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 and that's that. But anyway, you're a Mets fan, so you're enjoying the offseason right now. Obviously, did you watch some football last night?
Yeah, a little
bit. So a little bit of football. As we dive right into the first game that went down, or we'll start with the Rams, I guess. I did. Did we switch? Yeah, we'll start with the Eagles. Let's start with that one because the crappier game first, and then we'll hit the home run with the Rams in a very heated debate last night because somebody, And shout out again to the influx of followers on Chop Sports, the Facebook group, because it's like over 150 within the last 2 days have joined the group, have commented on everything, blah, blah, blah. But there was one guy who came on last night. He says, who's the bozo that said Cooper Kupp wasn't the number 2 receiver in the league? We'll get into that in a little bit. I wanted to be like, it's this guy over here, but we'll talk about it. But first, let's talk about
Bozo very often.
Right? Yeah, Bozo's an underused.
That's an always sunny in Philadelphia reference.
I think Bozo, dummy,
I'm gonna start
and like
saying that.
dork are like the ones that don't
I say
get used
dork a lot. I said dork on this episode already. I said dorkiest Packer fans in the league are
That's
Packer
true.
fans.
But I say dummy is one of the ones that hit home.
When you call someone an idiot, what are you, an idiot?
No,
not asking if they're an idiot.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Idiot, idiot.
Rest in peace to my bonus mom's mother, the Hurricane, we'll call her, and she used to call everybody an idiot.
Yeah.
Just she was like, and it was like the old school Jewish mom that was like,
you
idiot. You know what I mean?
An
You're
idiot?
like, all right,
I'll give you an
down.
idiot. Mike McCarthy's an idiot.
Mike McCarthy is an
Plain
idiot.
and
We'll
simple.
get into
That's
it.
a good one. He's not going to bash a coach. I know
Never.
that he sees things a little bit different.
No, yeah, he's got to be seeing.
There's always some decisions, but I'm always never.
Of course.
In the fire coach debate, I'm never for fired coaches.
Because
Yeah,
why would
look,
you root for anybody to lose the
No.
position that they fought so hard to get?
Yeah.
No, I was definitely all for McCarthy getting fired.
And I was all
Green
for
Bay,
Jason
but he had
Garrett getting
14 years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand, but it's tough.
All right, I'll ask you. Not saying fire him. We'll get into Eagles and Washington in a second. Not saying you want him fired, but do you think there should be a change in New York? Joe Judge has been there for 2 years, hasn't done anything yet.
He's obviously going to say no.
Well,
no, I'm not saying no.
I'm saying change. Don't say like you're fired. Screw you. You suck. I'm saying like, do you think there needs to be a little bit of a shakeup in New York?
Yes, there needs
Okay.
to be a change in kind of how they do things, how they go about their business, because it's not what it once was. So obviously, when you're not getting the results you want, there should be a change. But I don't know if there should be a change at the top. I don't know. I mean, the guy didn't really have a chance yet. I mean,
Well,
it's hard.
Gettleman's had plenty of chances at drafting, and he's kind of dropped it a little bit as far as like he's drafting good players, but not where they're drafting them. Like Saquon Barkley being taken that quick and that early just doesn't seem to pan out.
So I can't really.
Right. But anyway, back to this game last night. The Philadelphia Eagles win 27-17 over the Washington football team. Gooch, we were saying it last night. My brother had a shot. My brother had a prayer. Not even a prayer. He was up 40 points, right? And he was like, well, it's just Miles Sanders and Cooper Kupp, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, boy. And then I gave him my login. Here's the best part. I gave my brother my login for my DirecTV so he can watch both games on the phone because for whatever reason, and we talked about it yesterday, they didn't air both games on different networks. You just couldn't get it, right? You either got the Philadelphia game or you got the Rams game. I'm assuming everybody got Philly, right? That was the game on TV. So I give him the login, and he logs in. And then Dina shoots me a text, and she's like, yo, go check out the group chat right now. And I was like, oh, all right, because I haven't looked at it or whatever. I go in there, and Kyle is going off because he keeps getting logged out of the account. And he's like, why does DirecTV keep kicking me out? It was my brother logging into my account, in which was logged into his account via
That's amazing.
Via the stream
I
that
actually
never
did
was.
see that. I wasn't.
We did the
following,
one,
but I did read the
we
chat.
did the
It
week
was
one
great.
stream with AJ and
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
in
yeah,
studio
of
had a good
course.
time. We logged in on his TV.
I had a great time. I watched the Packers get starched 38-3. I sat silently in the corner.
And that was also moral loss week for me when we lost.
Yeah,
to
Dave had a
Tom
moral
Brady.
victory.
Moral victory. Yeah, it was moral
Yeah,
victory.
it's your best win of the
Sunday.
year was losing to Tampa week 1.
You know what? Listen, it is what it is. But anyway, so we're watching the Philadelphia game. Danny's watching it. Miles Sanders goes off. It's a career day. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher in like 2 years, bro. Like, you look at this team, and it's incredible. It's incredible. Like, they have Jordan Howard. They got all these I feel like they got 17 running backs on their roster.
Are you talking good about Philly? You're gushing right now
no,
about how
no,
good
no,
the
no.
Eagles
I'm
are.
talking angry about the fact that they used Miles Sanders all that time, and my brother got knocked.
Oh,
Like, and that sucks. And we'll get into Cooper Kupp and why he's the greatest receiver of all time. But like, we'll do that later. But overall, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, like you're losing. You know what I mean? You're losing. It's just a mess. But anyway, the Eagles. Back to Jalen Hurts. Like, when you watch his game,
10 touchdown rushes this year.
well, those were Tom Brady's. The Tom Brady rushing touchdowns yesterday were 2 quarterback sneaks. Calm down, everybody, calm down. Like, I'm not going to go on record and say Jalen Hurts is
Dave 10. So he's obviously doing.
how many for inside the 5? So he's what? Cam Newton? You want to?
I don't know. Do you have the numbers on that?
No, but I'm saying like last night, 2 of the 10, 20% of his touchdown rushes were quarterback sneaks. So let's not write him off as the next Michael Vick.
I'm not. I'm just
It's math.
saying 10 is 10, and he's carried me in fantasy this year. He actually came back. I was down 26 and I won because of Jalen Hurts' second.
Sanders helped me
touchdown.
win a fantasy. That's a Facebook user. So again, if you guys are watching on Facebook right now, there is a link. Go to the YouTube channel, chime in there.
Also,
subscribe.
if you're on YouTube, like the video. Why
Yes,
is there?
like
we have
it.
a lot of views and we don't have a lot of likes. What's going on there, guys?
Yeah, do you not
Let's
like
get it
us or
together.
something, man? Like, what did we do to you guys? All we're trying to do is build a business.
The guy did his hair and everything. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's doing his
What's going on?
hair.
I
Like,
did my hair, but it still looks like shit. If
All
I'm
right.
being honest.
baby, it doesn't. I'm just gonna fill in for what she would say. Like, I know what Ashley's gonna come in with. I'll just do it for her. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you saying that. Like
Your
that.
pimples,
Making
your
me
pimples thing,
very
by the way, yesterday
uncomfortable.
got a lot of nice traction. That was fun.
Yeah.
Nice little conversation there. But
And
anyway,
honestly, a lot of people are co-signing it, so
you're-
I'll die on that hill anyway.
Yeah.
did you see it?
No.
All right.
Do we have to have?
I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't even want to revisit it because it's gross. Basically,
just-
significant other pops your pimples as like therapeutic. Like,
Not for me.
I mean, in any event, don't you think that's a little gross? Like,
You know, whatever. You know, there's somebody for everybody.
whatever,
Whatever floats your boat, man.
Perfect. Yeah, click the thumbs up. Thank you, Dina, for being the producer that you are. So yeah, Dina, by the way, Pickfish is in the house. She's producing the show. I did not mention that earlier, so that's my fault. But anyway, back to this game. The legend of Garrett Gilbert lives on. He completely sucks. And now I realize why Dallas kind of let him walk out the door as not the premier backup, in which I thought he was going to be, to be honest with you. I thought the Cowboys would have kept on the Garrett Gilbert over Cooper Rush. Didn't happen. We let him walk. Garrett Gilbert gets onto the practice squad of a couple teams this year. He finally gets a chance to start. And boy, oh boy, did he drop the ball literally and figuratively. That's just, if you were trying to make a
it's
case that you
asking
could
a
be a
lot.
starter in the league,
He's asking a lot. This guy got thrown into the quarterback room
I understand that.
this
but
week.
Yeah, like how many days has he been there?
like 3.
Yeah,
It's
so
still not
it's
fair,
not like
though.
he sucks. It's just impossible
Well,
to gauge him. He does suck for other reasons.
Yeah, I was
maybe,
going to say, like, it's
but
not like he's any
I always
good.
look. We have to say these things with a grain of salt, and I once
We
in
have
a
to really
while,
watch what we say
once-
around a coach. by
once
the
in
way,
a
too.
while, and this
No,
is a
guys suck. It's fine.
No.
This guy-
no, like once in a while, I'll take the opportunity to say, like, all right, understanding that if you're a top 100 quarterback in the world, you don't suck at playing quarterback, understandably. But
Fine.
in terms of
yes.
NFL standards, Garrett Gilbert's not an NFL quarterback, but he has his job as a practice squad guy. He's, so he's making a paycheck playing football, so he doesn't suck. That said,
I think it's so situational because depending on where you get drafted or where you end up, like who knows if Tom Brady went somewhere else, if we even know who Tom Brady is.
yeah.
So it's just like
Like
Have
Tyler-
you watched that? Have you watched that doc yet? The documentary series?
some of it, like what's it called? The
Man in the Arena?
Yeah, which I love that. Kind of the whole man in the arena thing. I love that.
I think it's awesome.
But yeah,
that first
he's-
episode with Drew Bledsoe,
Oh,
like how
yeah.
mad was Drew Bledsoe in that first episode?
Oh
by
my
the way?
God.
Holy shit!
Well, Drew Bledsoe, that I felt like, I don't know if this was on the same documentary we're talking about, but I listened to Drew Bledsoe talking about the Tom Brady situation, like candidly, bro. I was like heartbroken for Drew Bledsoe. The
Dude,
way
it
he
was
dealt with
rough. It was tough sledding.
He's
Yeah.
like, the day after the Super Bowl, I went golfing in the
No, he
rain
went
by
skiing.
skiing.
Yeah.
By
He
himself.
sat on the lift
just
by
sat on
himself.
the lift and sobbed.
contemplated jumping. No, I'm kidding.
Now, when you saw Brady hitting his shoulder pads, like we did it, Drew Bledsoe was like,
Yeah, we did sort of.
I mean, what are you gonna say? It's a tough spot.
But he
man.
won
Like,
the AFC Championship game. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like that's the part I forgot about.
bro, I didn't.
I mean,
I've been hating on Brady for a long time and trying to find any little thing that I could pull out of the air and be like, well, if it wasn't for Drew Bledsoe, they were down 10-0 at halftime in the snow of that game.
Speaking of
against
breaking
Pittsburgh.
news and coaching news, Robert Saleh test positive today, so the Jets season is officially over.
Yeah.
If it wasn't already, so he's out.
I like him.
I like him too. I just, I mean, they're playing.
You got to
I
give
take
these-
back what I said a couple days ago, where I said they're not playing hard. I think they are playing hard for this guy. I
Yeah.
think they are, but they just don't have the
you
talent.
can't. You can't. When you hire a head coach and you have the second pick overall, you're not be like 1 year. You're gonna, you can't judge him on this. It's are the players playing hard? Same thing I like about Brian Flores. Like the team really isn't that talented. They're still 2 years ahead on a rebuild as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
If you're playing hard, even Dan Campbell, I think he's like
I
a
love
bad.
Dan Campbell.
I don't think he's a great X's and O's guy,
Who
but I
cares?
do think that he's getting the most out of his players right now.
I think the NFL be turned into a knee-jerk league where guys, like the teams that are always successful are the teams who have coaches for a long period of time. Like the
Yeah.
Steelers are always good. The Chiefs are always good.
Right?
You know,
It's
they
'cause
have,
of their
they
coaching.
have a system.
Correct.
They have, like Daniel Jones has played for 3 different offensive coordinators. Or two.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not, I
been
mean,
bad.
what are you going to do?
The best one they fired as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
He would have learned so much under Jason Garrett if he just like stuck with it,
Yeah.
because Garrett's an actually good.
I want to
coach,
talk about a
smart
point
dude,
that you made a little bit ago about
good quarterback coach.
about
Sorry.
opportunity and where you
Correct
go
Yeah.
and the coaching staff fitting your needs. Now look at the Tyler Huntley situation. Obviously, this guy just earned himself a paycheck somewhere. It's not gonna. It might be by
You think,
trade.
You think?
Yeah,
Is this a
either.
Matt Flynn
either-
situation
That's what I
here?
was thinking. That's in that.
Yes, 100%. But if he was
With a lot
drafted
of
to
money.
another team, let's say Washington football team that didn't have a mobile quarterback and an offensive system already designed around a guy like Lamar, right? Now he comes in and he gets to run the offense the same way Lamar
Yep.
does, and it showcases his talent. If he's on, let's say, like I said, Washington, and he comes in and they're doing handing the ball off 80 times, these guys, they're letting him throw. They're
He
letting him
becomes
run.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, and then he doesn't get paid. Now, honestly, either Baltimore is going to have some trade value there, which I don't think they'll do, because I think the backup quarterback is really valuable in this league, as you see, right? Or he walks eventually, because I'm sure he's only on a 2-3 year deal,
Yep.
right? He's in his second year. He was a 3rd round pick, I think, or 4th round pick. So I'm not sure the contract situation there, but I think Tyler Huntley is a prime example of a guy getting put in this situation where he will get paid. And if he was in a different one, he wouldn't have.
Yeah, a lot of people chiming in. First of all, Sam Grasso chiming in before saying that the Chop Sports fantasy team went down last night. So I think that's the end of that journey. So you're out of there. So Sam drops the ball there. And of course, Jack, our boy Jack, coming in saying COVID crushing all major sports right now. I think here's the thing. There's the difference in sports. Like there's a difference in the major sports. The NFL has changed their protocols going forward, saying you have to be symptomatic and then we'll test you, right? The NHL shut down until after Christmas, right? The NBA, Silver, went on record saying, we're not shutting down. We're pushing through. This is what we're doing. So it's really a sport by sport basis. But listen, guys, I don't know if you noticed, this is going to be breaking news to some. COVID's not going anywhere, right? It's going to be around forever, right? Get used to it. Get over it and just let's move on with sports. Like I'm kind of over this shit at this point, dude.
I couldn't be more. I think the difference now between the first time around is obviously the vaccinations are available now, and I think that's why it's going to be. I don't think leagues are going to shut down like they did, but because there's actually an answer.
There is an answer.
I think that a lot of this has to do with the NHL, has to do with the fact that they're international and they got to go to Canada, and Canada has a whole different way of governing over there.
I agree.
And also, I think the Olympics were tied up with the NHL as well, so I think that
they're pulling out of the Olympics.
Well, I think that. I think there's a scheduled stoppage anyway coming because of the Olympics. So maybe they said, let's take this and use it. And,
makes sense, yes. And honestly, the flexibility that the NHL has over the NFL.
And the NBA has the flexibility too.
Of course, but the
guys,
NBA,
as Jimmy Palumbo says, after one team plays one
night. Speaking of Colonial Legends.
Yeah. So he's out
but
with COVID.
Look, with the NBA,
come on. Swear to God.
The NBA has been going through shit for the last 3 years. They had the season started in the bubble, and then they had no off season essentially. The NBA is already going through it. They had a shortened off season this year. They can't really expect these guys to like bubble up again or whatever they expect.
I've read comments like that about like, oh, the NFL playoffs need the bubble.
Look, how about this? Let's relax. None of that's going to happen.
No,
the NFL is ditching the protocols. Let's move on from COVID right now.
I mean, if the NBA had the bubble for the playoffs, it's worth it.
Yes,
but I think the difference is you play every day. So NFL playoffs, it's people win. It's a month and a half.
Yeah,
right. And it's not
especially for the Packers.
Dallas will probably much less.
Oh yeah, probably much less. Texas doesn't even know that COVID exists, by the way.
Listen,
neither does Florida. So like there are states out there that are pushing through. There's a long comment here. Okay, hold on. Someone's football season is going to end because they get hit with COVID before a playoff game. I would not place a bet until close to kickoff. I guess that's a thing. Like when it comes to people like Kyle and guys that make their picks on days of, you got to be careful. Look at the Chiefs right now. Like they just put 13 dudes on the list, and I don't know if they can bring them off. And it's all depends if they're asymptomatic, blah, blah, blah. Like there's so many moving parts right now, but the Steelers might have caught themselves a little bit of a break.
Yeah, but sometimes you can make that bet and actually be on the right side of it.
Correct.
You could bet against
Didn't Kyle make a bet based off somebody pulling out of a bowl game?
I have no idea. I probably
pay attention to these
that's
things.
a whole other thing too. And it's tough with the bowl games with kids, that are high. You think about Jalen Smith.
Yeah, I said that to Verdoff.
He cost himself millions of dollars. I mean, he was a.
I mean, listen, he got paid. He got paid. The Dallas Cowboys paid him.
But he was top 5 draft. He was unbelievable in college, and that dumb little play blew his knee out and really affected his career.
I agree.
How do you feel about that? Like, all right, so let's just say you move up to the college level, right? And your star quarterback looks to be a top, 15, right? Top 20 pick in the NFL draft. If he goes up and says, Coach Grasso, listen, I'm not playing in this bowl game. It's the Pinstripe Bowl. I don't really care. Yeah. I got big stuff. Are you taking that personally as his coach, or are you saying like I totally understand?
It would have to be. I would obviously have to be in the situation, but I think if you're a playoff team or things of that nature, you're playing for a playoff, then I don't think it's negotiable. I think you're playing to win something. I mean, when you're in some of these lower bowls, you can almost not hold it against some of these kids. I mean, it's tough because if you've ever been in that environment of a team, you want to, we're all pulling in the same direction. You want to win something. Right. So, you obviously as a coach, your coaches are babies, like internally, like with little things happen, you'd be miserable.
Right.
Okay, but you got to try to see both sides of it and then, why it could affect the kid's future.
Yeah. We'll get more into that conversation later
If
on.
I'm a
today
top
on the special,
10
'cause that's a big
guaranteed
one.
pick, there's a 0% chance I'm playing in any bowl game. I don't care.
Even if it's
Even if it's for the playoffs,
I don't give a shit. No,
you don't want
way.
anything on your resume.
No
like you're a
way.
national champion. You just forget
If
about
I'm
By
that.
the way,
top
that can
10
even
pick-
hurt your draft status.
And I think it has to a certain extent already. Like guys that are like, hey, by the way, it's the playoffs, but I'm going to go to the NFL draft anyway. Sorry, folks.
I would
don't know
think
about
that. I would think that if
Has anyone done that?
I don't know.
I would say yeah. I think that
Sat out-
somebody
no one
has
sat
to
out of
do-
the playoffs yet.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
We're gonna have to double check on that. But maybe you're right. I don't know. Me personally, if I'm a top 10 pick guaranteed, and I'm or even better yet, if I'm the first pick overall guaranteed, I would imagine that the team that's gonna draft me doesn't want me to play in the game. It would actually
but what are the odds of that team? The odds of that team actually scooping you up is like, like if the Giants are like, listen, man, we're looking at you. We really like you. We're at the 4 spot. Don't play in this bowl game. But then he gets snatched up by the Jaguars or the Jets. The whole thing wasn't worth it.
I understand, but when I'm 30 years old and I'm looking back at it, and if I'm Jalen Smith, I'm pissed. I'm like,
but some of these guys, they hold on to their college careers as their mainstay. Look at college game day as a whole.
Yeah,
it's
you know
Matt
who-
Weiner,
you know who doesn't?
it's Desmond Howard.
You know
it's
who
all these
doesn't?
guys
guys that are top 10 picks and make millions of dollars out of the gate.
Now, not to be, Tom Brady did have a recent speech that the greatest honor of his life was being the captain of Michigan football.
I'm not denying any of that.
That's a big
I'm not
deal.
denying any of that, and I'm not sitting here and saying like one way or another. I'm just saying I understand the player side of it, and me personally, I think there's a strong case to be made for the money that comes along with actually just getting through that with no injury. Now, obviously,
There is points for both sides.
Yeah. Look, I remember JD coming in. I remember when Colt Brennan killed his stock against Georgia.
but
I mean, he played bad. He didn't get hurt.
Right. Well, I get that's a whole different. Yeah, you're right. That's a whole different conversation for a whole different day.
Did that guy die, Cole Brennan?
yes.
Yeah, all right, man. He was a great player.
I really hope that wasn't like what killed his stock. I hope that wasn't like a.
If
that was
that's
that,
a reach. That's a reach.
No,
just bomb him out of this entire thing because I'm the one who thought about it. So maybe it's on me. That's my bad.
I was gonna say
So,
dark. Dude.
dark. If you're guaranteed a first round pick, you got to declare for the draft. I mean, that's what Scoop is coming in for. He also said the cross court cast not going down tonight or this week. Health and safety protocols. So maybe it's close contact. Like that. We got to listen. This is a sterile room. All right, everybody's vaccinated in here. Everybody's good to go. We're fine, right? I hope. But anyway, we move on to the other game, the better game, because the better conversation to be had, and that is the Los Angeles Rams taking down the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks now move to 5-9. Their season is toast. Okay, their season is like completely gone. So anything that we said about them making a run here to finish 9-8, it's over. The Rams kind of just, I don't know, only putting 20 points up. I feel like they if they were the team that everybody thinks they are, they should have probably blew the doors off these guys. I don't think a 10-point win convinces me otherwise that the Rams are something to be afraid of right now, as far as their offense is concerned.
I look at the Rams, and I've been saying it all along. They don't really have the physical presence that you would expect a team that has Aaron Donald and Von Miller on the defensive front. They aren't playing as physical as you would like to see them play. But that said, they have 10 wins, and 10 wins is 10 wins. They're probably going to win 12 games because if you look at the remaining schedule, I don't think it's that tough.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We're actually going to do a playoff special, me and Gooch, for not playoff special, but at least an NFC picture, AFC picture. So we'll dive more into that. But the real conversation is this, and I mentioned it before, because my brother lost his fantasy game because of Miles Sanders and Cooper Kupp. Now, last night I said it on the show. Cooper Kupp to me was the number 2 receiver in football, right? Gooch, you disagreed. You brought a couple other names into the thing.
Hopkins is your one?
No, Devontae Adams is my one. Devontae Adams, and then Cooper Kupp, and then Hopkins. That's my top 3. And there's a conversation to be had about the next couple crop of receivers because it's all like they all kind of, to me, they jumble together. There's a drop off after Hopkins, is what I'm saying. I think there's one trick ponies out there.
I think
Everybody likes
there's
Tyreek
a drop
Hill. I don't
off
like
after
Tyreek Hill.
Hopkins, and then it's Cooper Kupp.
But are you?
And then there's another drop off. That's what I think.
So you think
Devontae
even
and
after last
Hopkins are
night's
1 and 1A.
like this
Now,
guy is unbelievable,
Bro, I
Gooch.
watched DeAndre Hopkins go like 8 seasons without a drop. I don't want to hear Cooper Kupp just yet. Cooper Kupp is having a great season. He's had good seasons up to this point. DeAndre Hopkins is a bona fide Hall of Famer right now already. I'm not getting behind it just yet. Now, who would I take going forward in their career? Clearly, I would take Cooper Kupp at this point because of the contract, A, and B, because
Youth.
DeAndre Hopkins is dealing with some injuries and some youth. Yeah, of course. But let's be real, man. DeAndre Hopkins, don't be so fast to just brush somebody like that aside. Not
by
you.
But by anybody.
But I'm called a bozo because I said fucking.
I mean, bozo is aggressive.
It's aggressive.
It is
Right?
aggressive.
And I might be a bozo, but this is definitely not why. Because DeAndre Hopkins is clearly a better NFL receiver than Cooper Kupp for the last 5 years. They've both been in the league together, right? Is Cooper Kupp also quick question without Googling this? What college did Cooper Kupp go to? Does anybody know?
Brigham Young.
No.
I named the whitest college I could possibly come up
Not
with.
Eastern Washington, is it?
It is.
Eastern
Good
Washington.
job. Oh my
See,
goodness.
another
Pretty good at that.
Yeah, all right. Well,
There's a prize for you. At
you're
the
one of
door.
those guys that could
Pretty-
just like
yeah,
bang, bang,
no,
bang.
Jersey
That-
numbers
the
in
reason
I don't
college.
even know the 50
The
states
reason
anymore.
why I asked is because I'm also very, very good at
Jersey
that.
numbers in colleges, I'm good at.
And I was asked that yesterday. and
Jersey
I had
numbers?
to, on the
Always.
honor system, not Google it because it was sent to me through text, like quick, without Googling. And I was just like, dude, I have no idea. This is crazy. It actually,
you know who
burned
knew
my
that?
soul.
You know who knew that? Probably, I don't know if it was simultaneous, but Toast is in the building
oh,
right
of
now.
course, Toast
He
is
knows
in the
things
building.
like this. You don't understand.
Yeah.
This guy, he will make you interested in the 10 o'clock start game of some kind of
It would be like
Mac-12,
Liberty
like
against
whatever.
Furman.
Right. Furman. He won money on Furman the other
I'll
day.
watch the championship of anything.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how-
So,
that's how-
so you're into the jersey numbers and stuff. All right.
Not into. I just have that's weird. I just have like
It's just it's
an ability to know.
he's
that
a he's
stuff.
a jersey number in a what college did he go
Dak
to?
Prescott.
Savant.
What jersey number? 4.
No.
Now?
See? No. Are you talking about jersey numbers now or college?
Oh, I know. No, I know it's Texas A&M, but I don't know what.
No, it wasn't Texas A&M
Mississippi
either.
State, see?
Mississippi State,
Yeah.
Hale State.
They
What was the
look
number?
at the exact same uniform.
What was the
Pretty
number?
much. I don't know what number college.
0.
15.
15. Nobody knows
Zero.
that.
Come on.
Only one I remember is him getting knocked down in spring break. So
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember that too.
God.
Down, baby.
That's the only thing I
great.
remember about his college career.
That was his
Leaking.
off the field issues that everybody.
That
That's
guy
why
got jumped. It's
he.
not even fair. He got jumped.
That's why he slipped to the
Bro,
fourth
he
round
can't
because he
even
got jumped.
fight. He can't even
Literally
fight.
jumped.
Gucci
Good
had
Lord.
challenged, man. You have threatened to take down many professional athletes in here.
Yeah, well, Tom Brady's. Well, I would definitely beat Tom Brady's.
So here we go. I'm curious. Bring it up in conversation. So Amazing NJ, which is our boy Mike Mercado, coming in saying top 5 receivers in order. He's got Kupp, Debo, Jefferson, Hill, Adams. Stats wise, that's stats wise.
Well,
stats wise.
stats wise, sure. You know, like that's it is what it is. But like,
I'm a
First
big
of all,
grouping guy.
Tyreek Hill is just to me.
yeah, tiers. You put them in. It's like this is the
Yeah,
tier.
I mean, you
this is
group.
another tier.
You can't. How could you say who's the best? I mean, there's certain positions you can obviously.
There's situations too, like
Yeah.
the quarter. Who's the quarterback? Devontae Adams is
NJ
obviously a lot
just
better
going in.
because he has Aaron Rodgers. I understand that, but Jerry Rice had. You get what I'm saying? Like situational football is very important.
Who's Jerry Rice's last quarterback in Seattle? Was that Hasselbeck?
Jerry Rice, I don't know if he played much for Seattle.
He
But,
did. And it was his last stop.
Yeah, but
I
he didn't.
don't remember that. Wow.
Right. Exactly. There was a. I
Are you
remember
sure?
there was
Are
a
you sure he
post-
didn't play for Denver
No,
as
he
his
played
last
for Denver.
stop? Did he
No.
sign on like the practice squad in
No,
Denver?
no. But there was a post back
Jerry
in Chop
Rice on
Sports
the
when I
practice
first
squad.
started. Or was it? Yeah, it was like a post where it was like, share your favorite picture of a guy that you don't remember that they were in that jersey. And like
Yeah,
first
that's a big
one's
one.
like Emmett with the Cardinals, but
Yeah.
people know that. But there was so many. I forgot like Griffey did not finish his career in Cincinnati. He went to Chicago. He went
I
to the
forgot
White
that
Sox.
too.
Right. So I'm
Wow.
saying there's so many guys that are on there that you're like,
It's
oh
crazy.
my God, they actually finished somewhere else. That was
Especially
complete.
baseball.
Yeah, especially
Keith
baseball.
Hernandez on the Indians.
See, I didn't know that. Like
Brutal.
you're bringing that to me now. But anyway, Gooch was right. I don't know what he was right about, but JD Wes Welker was
I
pretty
was
good.
right. He
I don't
did
know
end
why
with
Wes
Denver.
Welker's in this
You're welcome.
conversation. Rice did end with Denver.
Wow.
That's what Scoopaloop's coming in. That's the
Man.
Gooch was right. Okay, this is why. And I
I'll
said
show
this
you,
yesterday-
bozo. Bozo over
I
here.
mean, listen, you're trending in the right direction right
Yeah,
now.
here we go.
You're starting to make up some ground here, bro. You're getting out of that bozo status and you're moving up to like idiot.
Feeling good about it. Feeling good about it.
Don't get, don't get
You're going-
cocky. Don't get cocky.
Yeah,
Yeah. Got knocked off
talking
my
about
perch real
cocky.
quick.
I mean, this guy's already punched his ticket to the Super Bowl, by the way. So he's walking.
The good
in.
thing is I don't play for the team, so I'm allowed to do
You
that.
do own the team, though.
Yeah. Well,
Are you
He has some
Yeah.
stock
Love
in the
it.
Green
I
Bay
love that.
Packers. How cool is
That's
that?
Yeah.
I think it's
paid
cool. Some
$2.50
people are
for
like,
a
that's a piece of paper.
but
Yeah, who cares?
I love
I
that
love
piece
it.
of
I think
paper.
it's awesome.
It's hanging up prominently somewhere.
You
Should
should fucking put it in the
It should
damn studio. What are you
It's,
kidding me?
it's somewhere tucked.
How do you not know where that
know where it is?
certificate
I know.
is?
I know.
Oh,
Look, I know it's tucked away where I have all my stuff like that tucked away. But
your
it's
birth
like I have,
certificate,
yeah,
it's where
yeah.
if there's a fire, it's going to be safe.
Of course.
Oh boy, here we go. Kyle Kerms. This is where Kyle started his journey with Chop Sports by posting about Jerry Rice. He put Jerry Rice would be a wide receiver 5 in today's NFL.
That's not fair to say.
That's not fair.
I mean,
to
it's
say.
just that's ridiculous. I do understand some of the points that he makes, and he makes good points when it comes to these things. But that's a reach. That's a troll job.
On,
it makes what he's trying to do here,
He's being a trollerson there.
When people say about guys in certain eras wouldn't play now, it's not fair because they didn't have the same training. The same
sports medicine is way different.
Yeah, you're recovering from injuries a lot faster. Like it's a whole nother dynamic. The only thing I will say, and you can attest to this because you're a coach, but how many times in this season have you been flagged for roughing the passer?
A couple times.
Right. But were they necessary? Like,
I mean, in high school, they're a little more. They don't give you for the ones that like they see on the NFL that are ridiculous.
But
like,
how crazy is that you're saying that they call more in the NFL than they do in high school football?
No cameras in high school. So
there's no cameras in high school.
It makes it,
so it's all real time.
Like, I mean, trust me, there's plenty of questionable calls in high school. I mean, but it's a little less strict than it is in the NFL. Some of those are, I mean, ridiculous. What are you guys supposed to do?
Right, exactly. The whole body weight thing was like, well, he needed to shift his body weight. I'm like, wait. First of all, they can't defy gravity. They're like, once big tree fall hard. You know what I mean? Like there's nowhere to go. If you're landing on a quarterback, you're landing on a quarterback.
The defensive linemen have gotten a lot better at it. You see it a little bit less. That 1 year it was so brutal, but they have gotten better. Their understanding of the rule is a little bit better, but it still sucks as a player. You're seeing some of these situations. It's like you get pushed, and it's if you take a step and then you push him, it shouldn't be a penalty.
Terrible.
I understand they still get it wrong after they review it. So it's one thing if you get it wrong in real time, it's so fast. But then when they look at it and still get it wrong, it's like, what are we even looking at? Why are we wasting all the money in this technology if you're going to get it wrong anyway?
So anyway, I mean, the scoop comes in. We were laughing. I think there was one against the 49ers this past weekend where I was just like, wait, what? Like there was just no, you can't do anything else. Like, I don't know. That bothers me a lot. Let's see. Kyle, Jerry Rice work ethic was all right. Well, the people are defending Jerry Rice. That's fine. And that's totally cool. Vought is back, by the way. So we got like I don't know where these people come from. They're like actual Vots. Like they hack your thing.
Oh,
and
really?
They just try to chime in and they make no sense. And they're speaking
Sign
Russian.
growth.
And yeah, exactly. We're getting big,
come
folks.
from all corners.
They're getting big time here because we got Vots in here.
I just learned the term. I didn't know what a Vought was.
And I was even right about that.
What's that?
Jerry Rice was on the Broncos practice squad.
He was.
So that's coming in from my cousin Vinny, not my cousin Vinny. The cousin Vinny of Chop Sports.
Disrespect. Put Jerry Rice on a practice squad.
I think that what it was like he just wanted to go have another shot at it. I think he was 46 at that time at playing wide receiver. So
I want to take out the garbage.
Oh my goodness,
trying to run routes.
Well, listen, after what feels like a month, week 15 is over. Okay. Week 15 finally wraps up. It was really cool to have football Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? We're off tonight. We all get to take a breather. But guess what? We're going to do it all over again tomorrow. It's week 16 is here. Titans and the 49ers. Was that Vought Pullman?
It's actually funny.
That is funny. But anyway, so week 15 is here and gone. Now, we're going to get your predictions here based off of what you've seen in the season. We're 15 weeks in, right? We got 16, 17, and 18 coming up. Who's your favorite out of the AFC right now, and who's your favorite out of the NFC to go to the Super Bowl?
On the spot, too.
I'm putting him on the spot. We all know where you're going.
I think the NFC is going to come down to the Rams and the Packers.
Okay.
Well, forget about the Cardinals, though.
Cardinals are trending down, and I think they're actually a fraud.
If they get healthy, and
they can't get healthy. I mean,
Hopkins
is done for the year.
Hopkins is done for the year.
So it's just Kyler. And the fact that you didn't bring up my Cowboys yet is very upsetting.
I can't physically do that.
You can't. You know what? Leave that's fine. The fanhood in you is coming out, and that's fine.
No, I mean, I think the Packers and the Rams are better right now. I just think they have more things going. I think the Cowboys obviously can make noise if they, win one early, can get going. But, I like those other two right now.
Okay. Coming out of the AFC?
I mean, it's tough to bet against the Chiefs. I'm trying to think.
Patriots, Chiefs, Colts. That's who
I like the Colts. I mean, but it might be the Hard Knocks effect.
Or it's the fact that they run the football well.
I think I'm the only one who's watching the Hard Knocks thing, by the way. You're watching it?
I love it. I like the in-season one better, actually.
Do you?
Well,
I mean, this year it was Cowboys, so I'm biased.
It takes away from the who's going to make it, who's not going to make it thing. But just watching the week-to-week stuff is really cool.
But honestly, I feel
They'll
like
never go away from that now.
what you're
Now
to
there's
your-
going to be two.
To your
going
point,
forward.
I don't really like the who's going to make it, who's going to not make it. It's cool to see some of these guys that aren't really stars get some shine. But at the end of the day, like people are tuning in to see what's happening with the players on the team.
Absolutely. And
So
also, the midseason one doesn't affect my fantasy draft.
Yeah.
That preseason one, like I thought
That's so funny.
I thought Van Jefferson was going to be like Jerry Rice 2 years ago on the Rams. So
That's so funny you say that.
like this guy. Nobody knows about this guy.
Yeah, but
Nobody's watching
if
this.
That's the thing,
you
bro.
watch the Raiders one, then you were high on Darren Waller going in. So
True.
it could have actually helped you in
And I
some
watched
cases.
the Cowboys one this year, and I'm like, Micah Parsons is going to be a problem
Oh,
on
dude.
that defense.
Let me
And
tell you something. How he got past the picks he got past.
Yeah,
knew he was
I
gonna
didn't
be
understand
stuck.
that either.
Since
the only thing I had against him was the whole opt out of last year, hasn't played football in a year thing. Like he didn't play college
such
football
a such a smart decision ultimately.
no, I mean, it's not even that. It's just the whole, COVID. Just that last year's kind of should be a wash for everybody, just because you don't know who. Maybe
Right.
someone at home was sick. Maybe
Yeah.
who knows. Like I had kids. I had kids on our team that didn't play their sophomore or junior year because they had a sick parent at home. They
Wow.
just couldn't risk it. So
Yeah, no, I listen. I'm not disrespecting.
Yeah,
I just felt
but
like
he is.
being off the football field was going to hurt him. But I
Yeah.
guess this kid just kept going. The motor kept going. And
Would you trade Parsons for Surtain right now?
No. Do you remember that reaction? I mean,
He
we
was
did a
so
live
mad.
draft party at Big Shots,
yeah.
and the cameras were all on me when Dallas was. What
You
actually?
weren't happy with the pick?
Well, no. What happened was I wanted Patrick Surtain.
Okay.
I was like, we need a corner desperately. Like we need him, or I think it was J.C. Horn. There was two corners that were like highly coveted, and I was like, I need those guys. Like they, and then they got drafted back to back, and I was just like, great, now what?
Yeah.
And then we traded back with Philly, 2 spots. So then I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing? First of all,
So what number was Parsons?
13 overall. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? 13.
And if people are trying to ruin him now, people have to ruin things by comparing him to people. Like,
See, I don't like, look, the LT comparisons, I think it's just because of the style of play, not
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like his motor, he's coming from the edge.
just
like,
give him a chance to be great.
just, right. It's 1 year so far. 1 year. Right.
I don't think it matters who anybody compares that kid to. He's a stud.
Oh,
It's gonna translate on the field. Once you line him up in front of somebody, nobody's able to
He was
stop
great
him.
on Hard Knocks too.
Yeah.
He got mad.
Lions always hungry. That's what I
He
think.
was mad because he got taken out of the exhibition game. He was yelling up at Quinn on the phone. You gotta love that.
No, that and he's just this past week or 2 weeks ago, he dropped an interception. He was the only one on the sidelines by himself doing push-ups. I was like, no, you can't. I can't drop those balls. Like, and I'm saying, like, first of all, why are you even dropped into coverage like that far?
Yeah.
He was like in the safety position. I was like, this kid is unbelievable, and he
He's
covered somebody
play
at the
everywhere.
backfield against the Giants. The whole just trailed him the entire time. Crazy. But anyway. Like I said to you guys earlier today, tonight on our YouTube channel, be sure to tune in at 8 o'clock. We got Mike Tverdoff. We're talking all things his Rutgers career. He's also declared for the NFL draft. So we'll talk about that. And then right after we close here, we're going to sit down with Lou. We're going to rap with him a little bit. We're going to air that at 8:30 tonight. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this right now, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit everything. I again, YouTube is like a bugaboo of mine where I'm just like, I don't know how to like, I'm literally texting people like, just show everybody.
I'm starting to figure out a little bit
Right.
about the algorithm, and then it'll change it in a month. So
It's really Kyle is coming in. I guess Kyle's coming in on Christmas Eve is what he's saying. I have an announcement to make on the show Friday. So Kyle, if it's going to be a chop sauce Friday again, great. I'm excited about it, obviously, for some, what happened?
Chop sauce got me. I wasn't prepared. For that.
Yeah, I mean it's the whole
Hey,
the
I'm with you.
combo.
It caught me
Yeah.
off guard.
That's always a big episode because
Yeah,
that guy's got a
sounds like it.
cult-like following.
Sounds like it.
He's unbelievable at what he does.
He is. He puts out
I
some
will
content.
be revealing this Sunday's frauds of the week. Last week was the Cardinals. This week you'll see another huge underdog win. He will tell you Friday. So tune in on Friday at 11 o'clock. Make sure every single day. If you don't want to listen to the first take, you don't want to listen to those bums on FS1. You don't want to listen to those guys because all they do is and they get a script and they say, who do we want to piss off today? We want to piss off the Cowboy fans. Sure. Let's talk about Mike McCarthy's clock management, right? For 30 minutes. I saw that today at the gym again.
Dave is going at Disney right now.
I am going at Disney right now
Terrifying.
because look,
They'll take you out, bro.
10-4, right? The Cowboys are 10-4. There's 31 other NFL teams, but yet every time I look up or every time I'm on the cardio machine or I look up in the protect, they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Get us out of your
The-
mouths.
It's like the chat that I'm in with you guys on. The Packers just win. It's a 1-point win. they're the first team in the league to clinch a playoff spot. They just win their division, and
Nobody's talking about it.
And I felt empty about it because Kyle's like, "You guys are frauds." I'm like, 11 wins,
Ooh,
fraud.
so maybe that's a little hint
Maybe you're the fraud of the
about
week.
what
Maybe
maybe
We're the
you are the
frauds.
fraud
That's
of
what
the
he's
week.
about to do. Don't think I don't know what's happening.
Oh, he's
here,
gonna
Kyle.
pick.
I'm not gonna
All right,
ruin
we'll
your
see. We'll
shitty
see.
little
Let's leave
announcement.
it. Let's
If
leave
it's
it
gonna
close
be that,
close to the vest. Close to the vest. Let's close this show again tonight, 8 o'clock and 8:30, back-to-back episodes. We got a special with Mike Tverdoff, and of course, thank you, Lou, for coming on the live show.
Absolutely.
Give us your insight, which obviously is taken very seriously. We've known you being a college, high school coach for a long, long time. So you know the game of football. I'll listen to him before I listen to Vot. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, shout out to Vot. So with that being said, for Sturch and Gooch, and of course, Coach Grasso, and of course, Dina Simpson behind the glass, this has been another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, live from the Flipping Made Easy studio. And we will see you guys tomorrow, 11 o'clock. We got some Week 16 action coming up tomorrow. Yeah, that's that. All right, cool.
you would think that Kyle would like the Packers, that they're like 11-3 against the spread this year.
He likes
Just
what
bet them every week.
He likes
bro.
that you're thinking about it right now.
Yeah, I know.
Rent free. Rent free.